We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on the Titans offense. Nice little game preview for the Dolphins, how they can slow them down, what they're looking at. Dolphins, definitely the better team, but, got to look at these NFL teams, treat them with respect. What they do offensively, running the ball, it's pretty simple. Derrick Henry, they try to feed him. How do you slow that down? Hitting with him in the backfield, stacking the boxes. This is usually the time of the year where Henry really gets going. He's kind of had a down year, but he's been on the up and up in recent weeks. Expected the Dolphins to play a lot of single high, getting many bodies in the boxes. They've been doing a good job at stopping the run, so I think they can slow him down pretty well. You just don't want to have him get too many big explosive plays. I think their backup Spears, also a good young running back that can get some big explosives as well. You look at the rest of their offense, they keep things pretty simple with Levis, working off of the running game with their play action. Pretty simple reads, going to the first guy, a lot of DeAndre Hopkins targets. Got to have the corners locking down on the outside, playing tight on him, know where he is at all times. I could see, some either or coverages where they get some brackets on him too. Kind of, similar to what they did to Kelsey in the Chiefs game, especially if he lines up anywhere in the slot. But they're willing to take some deep shots. Levis has an arm on him, lots of arm talent, lots of athleticism, but still growing. He'll make some poor decisions at times. Doesn't, go through the progressions great yet either. But yeah, really slowing down the running game is the key. It's kind of been the key for the Dolphins defense the past few weeks. So once they slow that down, they really get to unleash and get pressure on the quarterback, and it's been a very successful formula for them. But they can create some big plays. You just don't want to let the Titans get these big explosives. They're going to, really sell this stuff, get those big play actions, and then they'll start running, these routes on the field with like layered stuff off the play actions, and it just gets the tight end wide open. If you look at this specific scenario, the Colts are in cover 3, and they have this receiver basically just running like a deep clear out to the out here, and then running the corner behind it. This becomes, a deep third, and this flat guy is not going to gain enough depth to get out there. And they're going to do stuff like this, and it's just stuff to be prepared for. And that's like a big part of how they'll find offensive success if they do, is really trying to force that run and then hitting these big shots off of play action. Then literally right after that, Henry gets a big run. They'll run a lot of outside zone, but here he gets his big explosive play on some more inside zone stuff. They'll run a lot of outside zone, but as you can see, they come out here with both the running backs in the backfield. Spears rotate this out, and they just give Henry too much room. When Henry is not getting hit in the backfield, he's able to pick up speed, and he's much more difficult to bring down in open space. If you can hit him before he's able to build up momentum, that's where, he will really struggle, at least like statistically. I don't think he's been as good this year overall, but they know how to block up front. All right, like they're not like right here. They do a really good job. I would say overall they haven't been super good this season, but it's not like the worst unit in the league either. They've definitely, I think, shown some improvement as the year has gone on. But yeah, Henry is starting to pick up steam. This is where defense get tired out as the year goes on, and he can build on that. That's where you just don't want to. You want to get ahead of the Titans and sort of get them out of that rhythm. One thing I've been noticing with Levis on 1st and 10 and more now, like they used to be like pretty much always throw it on 1st and 10. Always run it on 1st and 10, excuse me, but now they're trying to throw it more to get teams to come out of, the single high looks, try to get them more favorable looks later on in the game, and they try to even hit a double move here, because this is what they do a lot. They like to throw these quick out routes. They'll throw some deep out routes, a lot of outbreakers within this offense, because Levis has the arm talent to make those throws. You got to be prepared for it, and they try to hit the double move off of it. It's not there. Dump it off to Derrick Henry. They'll try to get him involved in the passing game, either him or Spears. That's where they can get some big plays too. They've had some big explosives from Spears, Henry, whether it's in the screen or just quick dump off game. Levis, also a pretty good athlete, because this is 3rd and 5 situation. He runs for 6 yards, really puts his body on the line. So just maintain your rush lanes, and once you get hands on him, make sure you get the tackle. I think comparing him to Hal last week, I think Hal and him, have some similar athletic. Like Levis is probably a little more athletic, but Hal is a lot tougher to bring down too. But he's also, a pretty tough, athletic kid. Got to, just be aware of that part of the game. They really do love their long, developing play action, deep shots. This is where, it's tough to get pressure sometimes on this stuff. They do get offensive holding here, so good job up front. And they almost complete the deep shot. Like, Levis has that arm talent to make these deep throws. Colts are, showing that split field look, and they are able to get exactly what they want. And with this play action behind the back, it really slows down the pass rush naturally up front. They just get that hold right there. It's a really good job from 95 bullying that guy right there, the right guard. And overall, just got to be, not the right guard, the center, excuse me. But yeah, these are the types of concepts they will run. And Levis will often really take that deep shot. Like, he has 15 here wide open. If he makes the correct read, that's where the ball should go. But he's going to try to hit that really long one, and they almost end up completing that one. Just want to show another example of how to slow down the running game. They're going to run a lot of outside zone. They'll come out with some fullbacks. They're trying to, wind this back, and they just hit him right at the line of scrimmage in the backfield. A lot of penetration created up the middle, and he gets a one-on-one in space with the linebacker, and he gets a good, clean hit on. You got to bring the physicality to Derrick Henry before he picks up that momentum, because you can hit him pretty hard at this part of the field, because he hasn't really maintained his speed, especially when trying to make a cut like that, and then boom, hold that to like a negative 1 yard gain or no gain at all. 3rd and 10. This is where as a defense you want the Titans offense in. Force him to hold on to the ball, no threat of play action. This is also just a great play by Levis. They win bringing forward. They're able to get a strip sack here. This is, counted as a sack. They strip it out of his hands. The ball comes out loose. Good job winning on the outside. They're definitely susceptible in pass protection from their offensive linemen. I think the Dolphins D-line pass rushers can have a day if they're able to stop the run. They get the ball. A great hustle by Levis to get down the field. The Colts guy just loses it right here anyways before he's hit, which is, I really thought, Levis hit him and then knocked out when I watched it live, but he just lost it. But Levis shows great hustle to get that ball, so, got to give him that credit. But overall, there are definitely some, opportunities if you're able to get them into these 3rd and long situations to get big defensive stops or big defensive plays. As I was saying earlier, the screen game, they're going to get these opportunities out to Henry out in space. They've done this a lot this year because they've been slowed down in the running game. This is where they'll get some nice plays. He gets like 18 yards on this one. They set this up well with their play action. Got to be disciplined. Look at all that space that he had to work with. Definitely another thing to notice with their offense. As I was saying, like on 1st and 10 more often, they're starting to run a little more passing plays just to keep defenses honest. And this is good stuff, like the deep outbreaking routes, deep comebacks, whatever it's going to be, the play action, boom, sit. Good, pretty decent, timing here from Levis. Maybe you wanted out a slight tick earlier, but with how deep the drop is, they're getting this out. You're going to have one-on-ones to the outside with Hopkins. They're going to take that. A lot of times he runs good routes, and Levis has the arm strength to make those types of throws. I'm going to show this run just because Spears gets involved. They'll run outside zone with him, and he is explosive. He hits a hole. He's a very different back from Henry, but he's a young, explosive player that's having a pretty good rookie season. Another guy I liked in the draft as well. He hits that gear. He's 6'5" on the round, gets downhill. They block that up pretty well too, and he's another one who is more impactful in the passing game, running routes, getting him out in space. He's a good complement to Henry. I think he's definitely someone to take notice of because he'll be getting some snaps for sure. Here's one of the examples of them like hitting one of those like in breakers over the field. It's not something they do that like with like this play action. Earlier they set this up, got this opened up. This is how they did, with running that deep comeback. Now this guy's playing super far outside leverage. Hopkins another tight alignment here, not super wide, and it gets him just basically to attack down the seam, try to get this with their timings. That's where they're going to get these big plays on these early downs, 1st and 10 situation, run the play action versus single high and try to get those big shots. So the DB's got to be prepared whenever Hopkins is aligned to their side of the field. Disrupt the timings, whatever it takes, maybe even get physical at the line of scrimmage, because that can throw this stuff up. They even get pretty quick pressure, and they still get a big play down the field. I do think Bradley Chubb could have a big day, like this left tackle, and a lot of times when they're like truly just straight one-on-one pass blocking, no play action, anything, he was getting abused a lot in this game from what I was watching versus the Colts, versus Ebukam right there. And, I mean, that's just really poor reps, getting opened up, poor strength, not great balance. That's, if you can get him just to truly drop back, get a lead, then the defense will definitely feast. Here's them trying to get the play action. Another, deep outbreaker. They'll rotate this to the outside, try to use that as a clear route. And the DB does a great job of baiting this, coming off this throw, playing this with a lot of depth at quarters, but like coming off, keeping his eyes to the QB, sees that he's throwing this, behind it to Hopkins, come off, make a play, could possibly almost be an interception too. So just baiting coverages, I think, is important. They run a lot of clear outs and then try to throw behind those clear outs to Hopkins or their tight end Okonkwo, who's another pretty decent player for them. They will try a lot of times. They like to throw outside the numbers, basically get a variation of smash going on. Versus cover 2 versus the Colts, they run a nice play call here to attack this. They, use this to occupy the flat safety, and then they get Hopkins working behind it and Levis has, if he can throw on timing, just they make the read simple for him. You read that guy, you get exactly the look you want, the flat defender, and you throw that corner to Hopkins, basically one-on-one, just has to beat the deep half safety, which he gets. And he has some good accurate, when he's got like his feet, everything timed, his accuracy is pretty good. Just got to, get him off rhythm, and I think they can find success. Last play that we're going to break down for this Titans game, this is a play in overtime. They try to roll out on a 3rd and 11, take that deep shot. Colts in cover 3. They play this much better this time because this guy's able to match in the flat. They don't have anything clearing out vertically this time, so this guy's able to play that deep third, get over the top, and they basically are able to leverage this. Just much better defensive football from the Colts there. They made that adjustment. Just understanding they're going to run a lot of different level type of routes, sail concepts, whatever it is, working to a side of the field. They'll like to get Levis on the move too, at pretty athletic guys. So as I was saying, Titans offense, it's pretty basic, but they do a good job if they can get their running game going, setting up other stuff with their passing game off the play action. It's where they're going to try to attack the team. And the Dolphins just got to play sound, disciplined football, get pressure pretty quickly. Don't give them too much time. So if you do, make sure I come strong. Peace.